If I'm standing here this morning in front of you, I had it on my vision board that I was going to do that, and it's by his leadership, his guidance, his counsel. I am a teacher. I'm a student of his for life. I'm not going anywhere. Mrs. Banson is already aware. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and I would be presenting a very vulnerable, I should say, yet interesting story about my life. And how many of us in the past year have been really stretched that you felt, easy munkotum? From January till December, did you realize how you were able to make it through? Did you discern how January ended, February ended? How did you make it? Did you realize it? Or before you knew it, you were in December and you're like, God, thank you. And you know you had been stretched out. You've been torn. And it's only by grace that we are here. So the question I want to ask is, what do you do when life forces you to start all over again? I stand here almost 40 years of existence. Yes. And I'm privileged to say that I have 3 wonderful children, and they stretch my life. I'm happy they are not here. And when life forces you to start over again without any tools, with just your bare self, what do you do? So today I'm presenting Finding Purpose in Grief. Finding your purpose in grief. And I will start with an interesting story. Like I said, I'm going to be as vulnerable as I can. And there was a season in my life where everything I thought defined me, was in marriage, motherhood, career, everything collapsed within a twinkle of an eye, and this was 4 years ago. 4 years ago, my marriage ended. I lost my career. I lost my job. I had to go back to my father's house with the way that I came. Where I left my father's house, I had to come there. But this time, I was going with 3 baggages because I had 3 children going back with me. And I was in deep debt. There was loss of dignity. My dad is a priest. He blesses other people's marriages. Why did he bless his daughter's marriage? And it failed, it collapsed, and she had to come back with 3 children. The very house I grew up in, the very room, I had to come back and live with 3 children. And that is why I ask, what do you do when life forces you to start all over again? At the age of 24, I had a promising career. I was an admin with a very wonderful oil and gas company limited. It was an international company. I was the only Ghanaian at a point. I was loved, I was admired. I had everything that a girl at 24 could wish for. And of course, society tells you as a woman, once you marry, once you have a job, you have a career, thriving career, what else is there? It's marriage. So you go into marriage. Marriage tests you. Marriage brings out the best and the worst of you. And if you don't have the right foundation, and I mean the foundation in Christ, you definitely get to the point where you are torn and stretched and you feel all alone. And that was my story. At a point when my marriage collapsed, I knew I had lost it all. There was no point of me even going to church. The shame of it all. You are a priest, an Anglican bishop's daughter, for that matter. Your marriage, your wedding was all over. Your dad held you to the altar. And now you want to go back to the church? It was all shame at a point. For I think about 2 years, I was just hiding behind the church. I just didn't know what to do. And it continued. But like I said, I had done what society has said every woman should do. That's okay. I had done what society has said every woman should do. Marry, build the home, raise your children, hold the family together, carry the load silently, no matter how heavy it is. And after doing all of these, after going through all of these, following society's rule to the T, and it collapsed, everything shifted. I had to start all over again. And in that situation, you're not just building the situation, you're not building whatever it is that has broken or that has collapsed. Your identity shifts. Who you thought you were to even have made the decisions you made to bring you to that level, it changes. It changes completely. You start to question your own sanity. What led me to make certain decisions? What decisions in the past have I made that were even wrong? You doubt yourself, and that is when the devil actually comes in to take over. And pain has an interesting way of making you feel so less desirable. Who would want me now? What would I do now? Why not just give up? And I believe a lot of us also have gone through the year and have experienced something similar. And like I said, pain has a way of also stripping you of false definitions, and labels. And by the grace of God, one day, I told myself, no, I am not going to lose myself. I have 3 children looking up to me, mentally, emotionally, physically, and I'm not going to let them down. Was it easy? No, it wasn't easy. These children, they measure your strength. They watch you consciously and unconsciously. And every decision that you make depend on them. And every decision that you make also affects their lives. So was I going to sit down, mope, cry, just allow the whole grief to overtake me? No. And I remember one day, after so many tears and counsel, and it's important to have a good counsel. I would say that I was privileged to have been raised in the house of God. So it took me back there automatically. All I had to go was, this is not how God wanted me to be. This is not the life God has created for me. And I had to redefine that life. Suicidal thoughts came in, allowing men to, men who can take care of you, to take care of you would come in. But I had to go back to that one love, to that foundation, that firm foundation, which was in Christ Jesus. And like I'm saying, because I was a parent, I was not allowed to grieve alone. And when you are grieving not just what you grieved, but the life you hoped for your children, the kind of stability you had wished to have given them. And now it feels that you have failed. But by the grace of God, when I came to that completion that I am not allowed to fall apart, and the burden of carrying responsibility and also carrying pain at the same time overwhelmed me, and I had to make a choice. Was I going to be a responsible mother? Was I going to be a responsible daughter? Was I going to be a responsible member of the society? Or I was just going to drown in the pain or in the grief that I had allowed or had chosen me, I had told myself. And in that, I told myself no, because my children were my primary focus. I had to come to the terms that I don't need to be a perfect parent. I don't need to be the perfect mother who needs to have it all figured out. What my children need was a healed mother, was a present mother, was a mother who was purposeful. And I had to become that version who would be available for them to provide the stable life that they needed. Because now I have become both the mother and the father. And to me, it was not a period of shifting blames, but a period of self-discovery. And through this journey of self and soul searching, birth a vision that is unfolding right now. Because through this vision, which is a Mother on Purpose brand, which is really dedicated, it's an educational brand which is dedicated to creating awareness on how mothers especially can lift ourselves and be the best version so that we can be in that position to help our children rise to be the best versions of themselves. And through that, I say to the glory of God that this is actually my fifth public appearance representing a Mother on Purpose brand. The first, I was part of a panel of a platform called Mehima. They have a yearly conference, and I was lucky to be privileged to be a panel which has over representations from over 16 countries. And I was privileged to be a panel on that conference. I've also been a two-time speaker on a Pakistani-based platform, which is called Type Station. It's interesting. I was privileged to be on New Day TV, a show called Two West Moms. And I'm privileged to have the host here with me as well, Ifua. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity. And today I am privileged to be a speaker on Smart Goals Reset 2026. So if I say that God has not been grateful, God has not been gracious unto me, then I will be ungrateful. So thank you so much for this opportunity. And I say other opportunities have also come my way. And I believe that in all of it, as we are seated here talking about resetting our goals for 2026, I want everybody, especially if you're a mother here, to know that whatever life challenges you to go through, starting again is not failure. It is actually you modeling the resilience that has been built in you from birth. And for me, the greatest gift that I needed to give to my children, and of course by extension, other children, was to be able to rise up again and also to show them how to do that. And I want you all, as we gathered here, to know that as 2025 has stretched a lot of us, if it was a season that broke you, know that it's also the season that qualifies you for the next level of your greatness. And I want to also ask, what pain brought you into this room today? Because pain does not disqualify you from your purpose. Pain actually does not tell you that you can't do this. It's actually the fuel you need. My daughter will tell you, she's Mr. Banson's piano student. And when she's playing and she's stretched and fall, she'll say that, yeah, pain is helping you to be strong. Pain helps us to be stronger. And so pain, apart from helping you to define your purpose, it actually builds you. It helps you to define the strength that is hidden in you. A lot of us, like Mr. Banson said earlier, we give up early. We give up early. Sometimes you need that pain. You need that realization to come into your life. I believe that if I had not gone through divorce, if I had not gone through raising 3 children all on my own, I would still be, smart, soft life girl, thinking my husband would have to hold my hand. It's a privilege to have your husband hold your hand, take you through life. But also, these events pushes you to bring out the best in you, not only for yourself, but for the general society. Through this, I have been able to birth a Mother on Purpose, and I am so privileged for what we are going to do. Tomorrow, we're going to do our first donation, and it's only by the grace of God. And if I had allowed the pain and the grief process to end me, where would I have been today? So grief also tells you that your story hasn't ended. Your story hasn't ended, it is only beginning. We most of the time liken gold, the process of refining gold. We know how galamseyers are dying and they have to go through the whole ruckus to get the gold. And so whatever pain or whatever process life takes you through, It does nothing but refines you to be the best of yourself. Also, understanding pain and grief. Pain asks the question, what happened to you? Somebody will come, you receive a slap right now and you have your hand on your cheek. Somebody will ask you, oh, what happened? Oh, somebody just slapped me. Yes, because of the pain, everybody can see that's just your hand is here. That is where the pain is. But grief has a way of telling you that because of this, you've lost your dignity. You've been slapped in public. Your dream, what dream did you have? Is it what rejection? That is the grief that you go through. Was it divorce? Was it failure? Was it a loss of job? Was it a delayed dream? What actually takes you through the grief process? And for me, I tell you that I know how to normalize the experience, because it takes only a matter of time for grief to pass. And if pain disrupts you of your identity, of who you know that you are, at the end of the day, who defines you? What defines you, or what redefines you? And I had to come to the truth that grief is not weakness. It is also proof that I am loved. I hoped for something and I believed in something. And for that thing to fail and for me to start life all over again, it's only strength. And the pain also tells us, what pain also tells us versus the truth. It tells us the lies. It tells us all the lies that you need to know. Oh, you're not worth it. Oh, who wants you? Oh, at this moment in time, even what you thought you would do, you said you wanted to be this. It tells you all the labels that you know that you cannot stand. It tells you, reminds you of your failure, reminds you of your lost dreams. But truth comes in to tell you that pain is only for preparation. What breaks you can also build you. Purpose often hides in places that we never plan to visit, and that is the grief part. It takes us to the places inside us, within us, that we never ever thought would happen to us. And in all the process, like I said, I had to shift the lens, the way I looked at things, the way society would define me. I had to take a look at it. And I had to tell myself that pain was just a teacher, and I was not going to allow it to imprison me. Maybe it has imprisoned me for quite some time, but not for that long. And pain goes on to teach us so many lessons that you have to build your self-awareness. You have to be resilient. You have to build boundaries. You have to have faith and surrender all to God. And it teaches you to have compassion for others. What you survive becomes what you are qualified to serve others with. Like I said, if I had not gone through the process of going through divorce, starting life all over again, losing my job, going through life all over again, from debt, from scratch, from nothing, and I'm just a small girl, how would I have been here to tell my story, to share my story, to encourage you? So what you go through actually qualifies you for the next chapter of your life. And from pain to purpose, you discover that you have to acknowledge the pain. A lot of us go through pain. We go through events. You meet somebody, how are you? Oh, I'm fine. How are you? Oh, I'm doing very well. By God's grace, I'm good. I had to actually take a moment to define what I was feeling. And I was not fine. I was not fine. I couldn't pretend. Most of the time, my children would be my anchor. And you see, most of when you are a parent and you are failing, you look at them. You can look at the life that you knew that you wanted to provide for them. And you know there is no way you are failing. There's no way you're going to fail them. And for me, I had to acknowledge the pain and stop pretending that I was fine. I had to seek help. I had to seek counsel from people I knew would be of benefit to me. I'm telling you, there were days I would sit in a taxi And then the driver would go like, hey, one way, but one papa jam. I used to talk anyhow because the pain was a lot for me to bear. And I had to, the point was, stop pretending you are fine, because the time for you to be fine will eventually come. But at that moment, let people who can help you hold your hand and take you through that process. If prayer works for you, that's fine. If journaling works for you, that's fine. If a combination of everything that you see others doing works for you, why not give that also a try? I also had to extract the lesson of what this is teaching me. I remember when I eventually knew that my marriage was coming to an end, I had to now think through, okay, what even made me select such a person for a husband? What were the events of my life that had to make me fall for such a person? And in all of that, I was trying to find this, what is this teaching me? And now I am more aligned with myself, with my purpose, with my intuition, that far away, miles away, when I see you coming with your intention, I believe by the grace of God, I'll be able to discern who I want to be with or who I want to call a partner. Align with meaning. And how can this pain serve a greater good? I tell you, whatever Mr. Apple said here, that he used to do this, he used to teach and all that. In life, I've learned that we learn, we earn, and we teach others. So what is your purpose? What is the pain that you're going through helping you to serve a greater good? And I had to come to that realization. And for me, it was just about being a purposeful parent so that I can be the better guide for my children. But then I realized that I used to post on my status, about affirmations. Most of them were stories to me. They were just journeys, things that I was learning. But a mother would call you, this affirmation that you posted, it has really touched me. There was one that I posted that do not allow your children to be victims of your own frustrations. And I remember one mother calling me, said, Madam, what you wrote this morning, the way I beat my children, not because of anything, because I was frustrated. And like I said, if it does not serve a greater good, for me, it was just for me to be the purposeful parent for my child. And through that, it birthed a new me. And I'm so privileged for that. And that's what I said, if we can go back. So my pain birthed intentional parenting. It birthed advocacy for children, speaking, mentoring, and healing other mothers. Thank you. Please, let's go on. And that is why I am privileged to have this platform to share my experience with you. And at the end of it all, you need goals. You cannot just go through pain, set the purpose. What goals do you set in place to take you through that purpose, to help you to achieve whatever it is? Even if it is raising your own little family, you need to set in place goals that will guide you. And why goals mattered to me the most was that pain scatters your focus. Pain has a way of telling you that whatever it is that you thought, because you growing up, like I said, society will tell you this is what every woman is supposed to do. I had followed everything to the latter, and now everything is scattered. So the focus, of course, is scattered. There is no focus. You have nowhere to start from. And that is why goals matters, because goals will restore your direction. And they will reframe you through these questions that, what exactly am I building or rebuilding? And from what I said, at the point in time, I knew that I didn't have to build a situation. I had to build my identity in God, my identity in who I knew to be as a wife, as a mother. I had to rebuild that. I had to redefine that. I had to relabel that so that it would align with the goals that I was going to set. And it also helps to ask, what does healing or progress look like? What does healing or progress look like? Is it about having money? Is it about having a new car? Is it about being able to stand in front of multitudes of people and tell your stories? What does it mean to you? that you are a healed person, that you are going through progress. And you have to ask yourself, like I did, what is realistic in this season? I had lost my job. I had 3 children to take care of. I had to then, no matter what, find a job. No matter how much it was paying. What have I not done before? Is it cleaning? Is it cleaning that I haven't done before? Is it babysitting? Is it homeschooling? I had to try and then be realistic in that situation, because starting all over again is not a matter of, what is it, snapping your finger and then things align immediately. So you have to be realistic in what will work for you after you have healed, and in also setting up your goals. And as you're setting your goal, you have to ask, does this goal align with my new identity? Does this goal align with my new identity? And no matter, or in all of it, healing needs timeliness. It doesn't need pressure. It doesn't need pressure. And I tell you, it is not a linear journey. It's a lot of ups and downs. It's been over 4 years, and I still sometimes have to go down in tears to God, tell him what is happening in this area. Why is this area not happening? Why is this? And it takes time. You don't have to give yourself pressure. Please, let's go on to the next slide. So, reflections from this event, or from what I have shared. I want you, if you've gone through anything, any loss or any pain that you've experienced, if you can write it down as we go through this process. And also, the lesson that it taught you. The lesson that it taught you. And one way it can serve your 2026 goals. Because all of the experiences, all the torn and the worn out, the stretching, the outstretched, it did not happen just for nothing. It happened because it had to redefine you for a greater cause. Now, as I'm about to end, I want to encourage you for your next season. And I'm a firm believer in affirmations. Christian affirmations, social psychological affirmations, because mentally, if you do not affirm yourself, if you don't validate yourself every day, one thing I've learned is, do not wait for somebody to affirm you. Don't give people the chance to do what you can do for yourself first. Do it for yourself first. So if I have to praise myself, let me do it first before some other person sees what I'm doing and praises me. If I have to encourage myself, I have to do that. And so the key affirmations were very, very key to me. And I would say, you are not late, you are not broken, you are not too much, you are becoming. And most importantly, God does not waste pain, as he says in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13, that he doesn't give you what you cannot handle. He knows every threshold and knows that what we are able to handle is what he would even give us to carry. And in your waiting season, I want to read this quickly. Your waiting season is your winter season. Winter, it looks like nothing is growing. If you watch movies, I haven't traveled anywhere, I haven't witnessed winter, but we see the snow and we don't see grass. But you think nothing is growing, nothing is blossoming. But whenever you think of what is underneath the soil, you know that something is definitely growing. So if you are in your waiting season, it is time for your preparation. It is time for your growth, for pruning. And it's about trusting God and allowing yourself to align with God's heart. Align with his purpose, his vision for you. In waiting, you are building in what you are growing. Because when God's time comes in the spring, that is the blessing you are waiting for. Who you are in the season of winter is going to help you to be that version who would be ready to approach or receive those new opportunities, the growth, the purposes that comes away with the waiting. So in your waiting, you have to be patient. And this is the time to work on your regulating your emotions. If somebody steps on you, allow the person to go. If somebody does this, you need to learn forgiveness. And that is the moment of waiting. In your season of waiting, you learn to be discerning, you learn to keep quiet. And that is what will help you, because if you don't, whatever God is preparing and awaiting for you in the latter years, you are going to use that version of your unhealed self to sabotage all the blessings of God. I am happy that I was patient enough to wait to trust God and still trusting him. because He molds us in our waiting season to become the sort of person that we need to sustain the blessings that He is going to give us when summer comes. I say it's a very great privilege, and I know time is up, but I'll leave us with the last comment that says that success is not what you become by becoming. Success is what you become by becoming an attractive person. And it says so by Jim Rohn. And my last question is, what purpose is waiting on the other side of your healing or of your becoming? Thank you so much for your attention.